Hey guys, Hag out with the picks. It is Saturday early morning. Yesterday I released a college basketball game over on TikTok. Hopefully some of you guys were able to get it. It was the under in the Canisius Fairfield game, and it hit and won. So that's it's a good confidence booster coming into playoff weekend. This is going to be a very short video. I'm going to release the early football game right now, and then I will come on early tomorrow, and I will be putting out the late playoff game. So the early game's Kansas City against Jacksonville. The line's at 9, and the total is at 53. Last time these two teams played, it was 27-17. And in that time, Kansas City had 3 turnovers in that game. And Jacksonville isn't half the team as they were then as they are now. We just seen exactly how explosive this Jaguar team can be at any given time. Down 27-0 and come back and win. That was one of the biggest deflated Charger team or the fastest instant offense I've seen in a long, long time. Yeah, and you've seen some people out there putting down crazy money on money line at halftime on the Chargers, risking millions to get back thousands, which 99.9% of the time is going to win. But unfortunately for them at that point, they didn't. And we got to get a good look of Trevor Lawrence, of everything wrapped in one in that one game. How he handled 5 turnovers. And you would think we're on the Jags today. Like I said, Kansas City had 3 turnovers last game. We're not going to see 3 turnovers in this game by Kansas City. I do expect Kansas City to maybe run the ball a little bit more in this game. But I expect that to come to a pretty quick halt also. I don't think Jacksonville will get bullied in this game or fold under pressure. I'm also not saying that Kansas City can't win by a couple touchdowns or more, because they can. What we do know about both of these defenses is they both have very high pressure rate on the quarterback. Last six weeks of the season, Philadelphia Eagles were number 1 in pressure rate at 21.6, 22.6, something like that. The last 6 weeks, Kansas City is around 33%. They're almost 10% higher than the number 1 overall on the year, the last six games. So Kansas City's defensive coordinator, he will not take his foot off the gas. He will continue to send people at Lawrence the whole game, trying to rattle him. Now, if we remember about last week, I told you what the Chargers defense was coming into that game. And what did the Chargers defense do what did they do to Lawrence in the first half? I mean, his passer rating in the first half was 0. He came back in the second half, and his second half passer rating was 142 point something. Adversity, don't matter how low. We've seen some pretty miraculous things out of Jacksonville last week. This Kansas City team is the team to beat in the AFC, if you ask me. Patrick Mahomes is different. He's just different. we've seen other quarterbacks show a lot of weaknesses this year. The biggest one being Allen. And listen, I love Josh Allen, but Patrick Mahomes is a different breed. And now it's playoff time. They were talking about snow. They were talking about the weather. Listen, as of right now, 3:30 in the morning. No precipitation at all from 4 o'clock to 9 o'clock. There's not even supposed to be precipitation until close to midnight tomorrow. Yes, it's going to be freezing. These guys play football, okay? I mean, they play football. What I do see in this game, the very low number that I see in this game, very low, is 56. 56 is, they talk about target numbers, 3, 7, 10, target numbers. I think the target number here, they're talking about this total may be a little bit too high. And you can see what early money did to the line, because as soon as they put out the line at 52.5, it jumped up to 53.5, and now it sits at 53. My personal opinion is I still do not think I don't think it's high enough, and I don't think the line's right. I don't. I think this line should be, I think this line should be closer to 55 to 55.5. And I also think the bare number of points that are scored in this game is 56. These are just my opinions, and that's my outlook on the game. 14 points a quarter. I really think both these teams could score on 50% of their total drives. I truly believe that. Jacksonville is going to be really, really good for a long, long time. Etienne and Lawrence are going to make a lot of noise in the AFC for a lot of years. It's just not their time yet. Unbelievable story. Yeah, it's just not their time yet, even though I'd like to see them go. And you know what? We're not betting on no side. Obviously, you know what the play is. The play is take over 53. I'd be happier than a pig in shit if Jacksonville won this game. I really would. I'd be happier than a pig in shit. I don't know. I just can't see it. 35-28, 35-21, somewhere in that range is what I see. Yeah, take the over. I'll be back. I will be back by 12 o'clock, and I'll put out the late game also. Until then, guys, you already know what I'm going to do. We're going to get back to getting this cash.